What's up there, everybody? The Occult Truth Movement. So, today I am going to do a reaction video to two Christian truthers fighting, scrapping, having it out. This guy, A Call for an Uprising, is letting this guy up here, the Vigilant Christian Mario, have it. Now, I used to watch both of these guys. When I was big time into Christianity, I used to watch them both. And now I've already went through this video, so I'm not going to, watch the entire thing. But the Vigilant Christian Mario used to make a lot of Illuminati exposing videos, exposing music videos and movies and shit like that. And A Call for an Uprising does that exact thing right now. Now, back in the day, the Vigilant Christian Mario had these, the Godly Boys or something like that, a little movement he was trying to do where, I guess each one of those guys was going to make their own YouTube page and each have kind of a different theme to it. And I remember reaching out to the Vigilant Christian when he first was brainstorming that idea on Facebook, and we had talked back and forth. And I was actually going to join this movement and make my own videos, but I procrastinated. I never ended up making anything, and I just kind of let it go, forgot all about it. I had a lot going on in my life at that time. But they're calling each other out when, in a way, they're both kind of hypocrites about it. But anyways, let's get to it.
He's like trying to start a revolution. Yeah, he swears, he's angry. I know. Yeah, and what's with this there? People are sending me this video about... I'm actually, I wanted to make a video about this Jesus dude and love on him and reach out to him. This is the opportunity when he is down and out that we rise up. That's actually, in fact, being cold for the Lord. When you operate in hate, you're not hot for him. You're cold for him. Wake up. See, Peter, he's a badass. What are we? See, this is the thing. There's carnal Christians following him. And you can keep Peter in here. It's fine. I don't mind. But those of you that like him are very carnal. You're being pulled into his carnality. Oh, he's a badass. He swears. What? You think Christians are supposed to operate like that? You really think so? He's a bad... Come on. He's a bad example of what it is to follow Jesus. Yeah, I'll admit that. He's a bad example of what it is to follow Jesus. Yeah, I'll admit that.
This is A Call for an Uprising.
Now he's about to let him have it. Because he basically called him out and said that, he cusses and he's aggressive and he's angry all the time, because the Call for an Uprising, does have an angry approach to his videos. He does get very aggressive. He's very zealot-like. But that's his thing. You know what I mean? That's his thing. Even when the Vigilant Christian Mario was doing exposing videos, he just wasn't aggressive. He was just like, oh, now look, this is, oh, see that sign? Oh, look at that. That's satanic. Oh, that's Luciferian. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So let's listen to A Call for the Uprising. Let him have it a little bit.
Welcome to today's show. Well, as you can see from the title, Mario, the Vigilant Vlog, Vigilant Christian, is at it again. Oh, I'm a bad example of being a follower of Christ. I'm a bad example. So what's this, Mario? If I'm a bad example because I get upset when someone dresses up and pretends to be Jesus, what kind of an example are you when you minister to kids and you're sending out disturbing conversations, which, yeah, those are private things, but clearly you've got problems because in your conversations that have now leaked online, you have photographs of your male friends naked on your phone, and you're showing girls their penises.
Okay, so he gets more into this. So somebody catfished the Vigilant Christian. somebody pretended to be some hot girl online and was writing him back and forth and started, kind of coming on to him in a little slutty manner, and he took the bait. So they get into this sexual conversation. He starts sending pictures to her, of his junk, and they have this real hardcore conversation. And apparently he lives with one of the godly boys or whatever, or whoever his roommate is. For some reason, he has a picture of his roommate's junk in his phone, and he sends it to her as well. And they talk about running trains and all this and that, but just watch.
And then you're saying stuff like, you want to share with your friend. That would be considered gay. That would be considered sodomy. And you shouldn't be ministering to kids, let alone on here preaching like...
Now, hold on. Sodomy is when two men have sex. If they're talking about sharing a girl, technically it's not considered sodomy, so...
Like you have a clue about the fruits when you don't got a damn fruit on your tree. When you got on your tree, people would say, oh, you got rotten fruit? I don't even think you got rotten fruit. I don't even think you got a tree at this point.
I don't know if I can get that to focus. You see them? Rah, 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 rah. We need to go in a brush. Rah, 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 rah. I'm so angry. Roman government. This is the real. You see the love and the peace and the joy? Paul, Peter, John, in love, operating in the fruits of the Spirit. Not supposed to be this. Supposed to be this. A call for an uprising. Us. Lost carnal Christians, Spirit-filled Christians. Do you?
So this is where he called him a zealot. A little bit before that, he calls him a zealot. And now, zealots back in the day of Jesus were like, let's overthrow the Roman government and the power of God to help us. There's a few different groups of Jesus. I actually did a video on Jesus' political message. If you go and check it out, it's in my videos, where I explained the different kinds of Jews that they had, the different kind of religious groups that they had, and how Jesus was a lot different with his approach to preaching, but he had a very political message. So go check out that video when you get a chance. But let's get more into this.
See the difference. If some of you are these guys over here, and you think that's good, to get all enraged, useless, you're useless to the kingdom, you've lost your way.
Bad for Mario when he took his channel down, that I actually reached out to him and forgave him for all the slanderous stuff he said about me. And said, look, I've got ways that I get around the algorithm, I can help, because he was cross.
Now look at the vigilant Christian's eyes right there. Look at him. He does pain pills. I can tell it in his eyes. He does pain pills. Look at that. He's got that reddish kind of glossed over, plus he's got kind of the circles under his eyes. If I had to guess, I bet you he does pain pills.
About his channel being destroyed, and I thought, I fell for it. I literally thought maybe he really cared about his work and stuff like that, but it really turned out it was all about the money, and that's why he doesn't do expose videos, and he attacks people who expose because he knows he can't get monetized doing it. So now he's a preacher, right? He's a minister. Well, when you see some of the things that this guy's up to, and I can't show you everything, but long story short, as I show you the stuff that he says about me and kicking me, recently, and I don't get into people's personal lives, but if you're trying to be a minister and you're targeting children, and then you're saying people like me aren't real Christians and our fruit smells and we don't have any fruit, but he does, I find it pretty ridiculous when you have to do a video about catfishing, talking about how, I guess somebody catfished him. I don't even know how this stuff works. Somebody pretended to be a girl, it was really a guy or something, and Mario was sending nude photos of himself. Now, I would never get into any of that type of stuff, but there was a really, raised some eyebrows, let alone the fact that, well, if he's going to sit here and call me out for being angry and passionate and say that I don't have any fruits, which you'll hear in a minute, the guy's got a lot of nerve when he's within the last month sending out messages of his private parts to girls. And then also, here's the disturbing part, having photos on his phone of other guys naked. You shouldn't be ministering, Mario. Let's make it clear. You shouldn't be ministering or going near children. You have problems, serious problems. Me raising my voice is not a problem. He likes to say I curse all the time. I cursed in one video and I let everyone know beforehand that I was going to let loose. Okay? I don't curse in my videos, and everyone who watches my channel knows it. Now, some of you will actually say, who is the vigilant Christian? Because that's how irrelevant he's become. While others will say, oh my gosh, this guy's at it again. He needs prayer. And I'm not saying that to try to be, he needs prayer. He's got problems. When you hear him talk in the video clips I'm going to play, you'll see how prideful this guy is. He's a narcissistic prick. He bullies his own subscribers. He thinks that he is like some almighty. You can see even behind him, he's got his YouTube plaque on the wall. Prideful of his YouTube plaque. Prideful of...
So that there, in that picture, that somebody recorded the message, the catfish message, and I guess that is the vigilant Christian sending a picture, a full body shot of himself to someone who posed to be a girl. And he's got his YouTube plaque in the back because I guess when you get so many subscribers on YouTube or so many plays or something, I don't really know how it works, you get a plaque. YouTube will send you a plaque. And he's got that in the background. Post. Make sure they can see my dick and my plaque at the same time. Okay. Let's go.
For Mario, it's always been about popularity and subscribers. Never been about it for me. So Mario has a bone to pick with me all the time because my channel grew. And he thinks it grew because I yell and scream. So then Mario tries to yell and scream in his videos. And he said that's all he thinks about is this stuff. That's all he thinks about. And then he comes on and he sings. It's cringeworthy. The one word to describe Mario is cringe. His channel is cringe. He is cringe. Like when I was growing up, kids like this in school, listen to some of the stuff that he talks about. He's always talking about how he was the coolest kid in school and he would count how many girls he slept with. This is real loser behavior. This is douchery. I didn't feel when I saw the fake Jesus guy cry, but a few times I've gotten... But I'm just saying, one of the reasons that I did videos on him and stuff like that is because he was somebody who reached out to me and we were supposed to be friends, and then he just suddenly started, I shouldn't say friends, friendly with each other, and he just like a snake just started taking shots.
Okay, and right there he's talking about Richie from Boston, who is another Christian truther, and I guess them two had been cool or something. Like, I haven't been keeping up on this stuff. It's literally been like a couple years since I've watched a lot of Christian truther videos. I've just been doing my own thing, and ever since I got into the occult, I've been doing a lot more reading of books and looking up of completely different stuff now. So I haven't watched any Christian truther videos really in a while. But him and Richie from Boston must have got into it as well. And this just goes to show the division within Christianity. The division within it. Like, not only is it divided by its denominations, but even on the internet, people are so divided. That just goes to show how broken really Christianity has become. Because if you go to any specific, like say you go to a Catholic church, Catholics say they're right about everything. None of the Protestants are right. Now, if you go to any of the Protestant churches, which is Baptist, Pentecostal, Methodist, so on and so forth, the Baptists will tell you they're right. The King James only independent Baptists will tell you they're right. The Pentecostals will tell you they're right. The Episcopalians will tell you they're right. All these different groups with the same Bible, the same God, but are pointing the finger at each other saying, they're wrong, they're going to hell, they're wrong, we're right, they're wrong. And that just goes to show, like, there's another great schism that's kind of happening right now within the Christian truther era. So let's continue.
And stuff at me. And, I can't stand people who aren't loyal and people who constantly, lose friends. It's a characteristic of somebody who isn't loyal, who isn't stable. Okay? So here's Mario talking about you, the subscribers of my channel. Talking about how none of you are real Christians. How he actually says that the fake Jesus guy, he doesn't care that he's blaspheming Jesus. He could care less. I mean, that's how people...
Canadian, and if Canada was going to send me to your country, I
play with my cock, out your genitalia, and you're taking photos, sending out your genitalia, and you're taking photos of your friend's crotch.
Meekness, humbleness, taming of the tongue.
Watch this. He's about to really let him have it.
Letting only good, edifying, uplifting speech come out of your mouth as is commanded by the Bible.
At the same time, yes, boss, I'll be your little sex slave. Yes, babe, we'll take turns running a train. How is this Christian?
Oh, no. I didn't even really pay that much attention to it last time I watched it. But that's the messages back and forth between the fake girl and the vigilant Christian Mario. It was showing him sending pictures of him exposing himself, talking about telling the girl to play with his cock, saying that him and his boy's going to run a train on them. See, you can't be like that. No. Big mistake, Mario.
You're supposed to be a leader. Okay, he's got his own cult. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Play with my cock, thinking about you, licking you, the base. Oh my goodness gracious, it's pornography. Your roommate gives you his 9 inches while I'm doing it. No, I guess you're trying to say it. It's trying to fish, I guess, for him being homosexual. Which, if he's got pictures of his buddy's ding dong on his phone, then that's pretty much, yep.
Oh, yeah, because this is a great ambassador for Christ. Spending your evenings sending out your genitalia, and you're taking photos of your friend's crotches. Yeah, that's real. Yep, you're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't raise my voice and get mad when someone's pretending to be Jesus, teaching the opposite of the Bible, which we're supposed to rebuke. But you're right, and you're actually showing the good fruits because you're showing let's just be
He's showing the good fruits, all right.
honest. Little fruits. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, Mario. So I don't have the fruits. I'm not a good Christian, right? You got a lot of balls saying something like that, Mario. A lot. You don't know anything about me. Okay? You don't know a thing about me. I don't, I'm not in all my thumbnails. I don't put my face out there because I don't seek fame and attention like you do. We've all seen the videos of all the stuff you say. You want to hit 1 million subs. Oh, you're going to do something, all the money you want to make. I mean, all of this kind of stuff just shows your character and what kind of person you are. A horrible person. A snake, right? A snake. And that's fine. I mean, I don't consider you a friend. You never did. Well, you're one of the worst things that ever happened to my channel because when I started my channel and I was working really hard, so many people got turned off because you wouldn't stop kissing my rear end in your videos. Oh, a call for an uprising. I recommend him. Oh, and now he doesn't recommend me because I told everybody that we weren't friends, that I don't want you mentioning my channel, and he still does it anyway. Oh, call for whatever Mario can do to get the attention of Mario. Well, now the attention's on you, Mario. Your channel's already died off. Your credibility's gone. I don't know what you think you're going to do ministering and doing this stuff, but you talk about people focusing on God and how they're filthy tongues. I mean, go through the text messages that you're sending people. That's not filthy tongues? And then you're telling me, right, we're going to hear the whole side of it from Mario. It doesn't matter. This video's only staying up for temporary time because I'm going to let Mario strike it down like a baby. But this guy is not suitable and fit to be teaching children anything and shouldn't be around him. Okay. Singing. I mean, he doesn't know what planet he's on, I'm pretty sure, at this point. And none of this ministry he's going to have is going to be successful anyway. because he's just not good. You know, I mean, who doesn't listen to him talk and say, this guy has got problems? Because he does. Pride. The worst sin to have. Mario's ultimate sin. He is obsessed with himself. He's obsessed with being number one and all that stuff. You ever hear him deflect about how he started the truther movement and now there's all these other people, and he's always hinting at channels like mine. You didn't start anything. Just because you were here first doesn't mean I wasn't doing stuff off of YouTube or anything like that. And even if you were here first, clearly, you showed your hand and you're not giving valuable information anymore, and nobody cares because you've turned it into a channel about you. That's why you're in every thumbnail making creepy faces, making everyone cringe, because you want it to be about you. Well, I don't want it to be about me, okay? This channel has helped a lot of people wake up. And I don't take it lightly, what I do and what I say. And I think things through. And even when I scream and curse in some videos, I do regret it. But I know, and I could say before, and I know I'm going to do it because I know I'm going to lose my cool. I know what my faults are. Mario has no self-awareness at all. Which is like one of the things in life, you cannot be a minister if you have no self-awareness. I mean, he's got people, the way he treats his subscribers is just like, mods, where are you? Where are you? Like we're sitting here watching a guy like the Pope.
Yeah, that's a troll there. Come on, get him out. Married lady mama. Come on, guys, faster. Troll. Come on, mods. Aaron did not get notified. No one's getting notified of tonight's broadcast, man. No one. Okay, troll. Yo, mods. Come on. You see married lady mama girl? Okay? That should have been blocked. Like, come on. Can we get on it? I need to get the mods on point, and you guys need to do it so I can get focused. Okay, so there's one. Guys, block it. I don't want to block it. I want to see how fast you guys are. Come on. Yo, mods.
Okay. So that's him, calling him out, pretty much. And I didn't really think about it until he said that. Vigilant Christian says that he started the Christian Truther movement online. But now that I really look back at it, in a way he did. Like, my God, I didn't even think about that. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of exposing the Illuminati and shit. Well, not on the Christian side anyways. That was out there back then. Like, he was one of the main ones. Really, he was. Like, I didn't even think about that, but yeah. In a way, he was. But you see, what kind of person he really is, and, him acting like a little sour ass because people are trolling on him. Well, welcome to YouTube. Everybody gets trolled on YouTube, and he's like, mods, come on, somebody get him. No, I'm not getting him. I want to see how fast you guys are. Just fucking block him, dumbass. I need to get focused. Well, then stop focusing on your damn mods doing your blocking for you, and block the person yourself, and don't read it. Get into your vlog, get into your rants, get on your rah Jesus thing, and don't worry about what people are saying. I do agree with the call for an uprising on this. Like, this guy he is a narcissist. He's all about himself. He's not a Christian. He's just, he's a Christian, but he represents a huge percentage of quote-unquote Christians in this country, in Canada. 'Cause I guess Canada's kind of here. But I was kind of the same way, in a way. And, I guess this is my testimony, let me tell you. When I was a Christian, I was pretty diehard into my theology. I was diehard into my Bible. And I would put blogs on Facebook. And I brought a lot of people to Jesus. And, I had a pretty good following myself on Facebook. My YouTube page didn't do much, but I used to make little preachy videos on YouTube. Just me standing there preaching. I didn't have the video editing software to watch chop videos up and things like that. Plus, I was a single dad at the time, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to do that. But also, I was making these videos and talking all this shit, going to church every Wednesday, twice on Sundays, like taking preacher classes and everything, but I was neck high in my drug addiction at that time. I was really bad off on painkillers. I was smoking weed. I was drinking. I had random girls coming over all the time. Like, I was very lustful. I was very promiscuous. I was a drug head. Like, me and an old friend of mine, we made a Christian rap album, and the the energy provided into that album was fueled by our Percocet habit. Like we would literally do Percocets and then make Christian rap. Those were, when I was pretending to be a diehard Christian, I was in a way in my darkest hour. And I would have, I was never one to like send revealing pictures of myself to anybody because of shit like this, but I would talk about sex with girls on Facebook and online and stuff, and that I have them come over to my house. We'd be drinking, we'd be doing speed, like doing pills, like, but I was this big Christian. Like, it's like I converted a lot of dudes into Christianity, but a lot of girls, I kind of like, it's like once you knew me behind the scenes, when I set my Bible down, I lived a very sinful life, you could say. So the Vigilant Christian is definitely a prototype of a wide majority of quote-unquote Christian males in America. Now, call for an uprising, who knows, he may be too. I don't know. He does call him out on his addictions, and then says, I'm not going to get into that, we all have problems. So when I hear something like that, it kind of tells me that maybe he's got some addiction problems too. And here's the thing, is like, we're human. That's what kills me about having to be Christian, is because when you're a Christian, you're supposed to be holy and godly, and you can't be sinful, and you got to follow the commandments. And especially if you're a voice for Christianity, you've got to be perfect in the eyes of your beholders. You've got to put on this front like you're perfect and that you don't make mistakes, or you admit and say, oh, I'm a sinner, I sin every day, because everything from thinking of banging the hot chick across the street is a sin in their eyes, so they kind of play that off. But in reality, it's just in our human nature. It's in our human nature to be lustful, to be prideful. It's within us. It's just part of us. And some people can maintain and control it better than others. Just the human race is we're just a wild species. There's no sense on trying to put a cover over it and saying, oh, look at me, I'm Mr. Holy Man. Oh, I don't do anything wrong. No. Turn around. Hey, can me and my friend run a train on you? Here's a picture of my penis. And my YouTube plaque. That's what kills me. That's what really kills me. And like, I would always feel ashamed of myself when I was like that, because I'm sitting there like, man, I put on this huge front of how Christian I am. But when it comes to the actual guidelines of what a Christian's supposed to be, I'm the furthest thing from it. Just because I can quote scripture, just because I can lead people to Jesus, just because I can touch people at an emotional level with the message from the Bible, I can do all that. But then I'm not practicing what I preach. I'm not living a holy life. I'm just as bad as this guy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem, is you just need to realize that all of us have these kind of issues. All of us, we're just wild in nature. Some people are more tame than others. But here's what's happening now is a lot of these Christian truthers are getting exposed because they put on this holier than thou front and people expose them. Like, this shows the division between the Christian truthers. They're all fighting each other right now. You know, and I'm sure there's more than just these two going on. This is just the one that just so happened to pop up in my screen. But there are groups of people, such as Satanists, that's what they do, is expose Christians. Like, there are Satanist girls that will go and join a church just so they can try to have sex with the pastor and expose him and tell his wife and cause a big uproar. You know, they do that. They really do. Like, there's people out there that do that. You know, or they'll go, a gay Satanist will go to, a church and try to provoke the priest or the pastor or whatever into having, like, gay sex with them just so he can expose them. You know, like, this stuff really goes on, and you're not safe on the internet from it either, because what I'm seeing is somebody did this to this Mario guy, exposed him, blew him out of the water. And a call for the Uprising, he really needs to stop and think, because there's a lot of people, these Satanists and shit are out there, because they call everything satanic. And that's one of the reasons I'm on my mission, is because not everything is satanic. Not everything in the occult is evil and bad. So that's why I'm making my videos. But what these guys got to realize is that there are groups of these people who you're constantly smearing that are going to come and try to attack you. They're going to come to try to attack you, just like they just exposed him. And these same people are the ones pretending to be this guy's followers that are going over there reporting to him, oh, Mario's over here saying this about you, getting him fired up, making him take, 34 minutes out of his time to rant and rave about his Christian brother. And while they're all sitting back eating popcorn watching this shit, like, look at these idiots. They're going to cause the Christian truth movement to destroy itself. And it's seriously going to take the Christian mystics to come out of hiding and use their magic to fix this broken system before Christianity just becomes completely gone. And it'll kill itself. At least on the internet side of things. Because they're both calling each other out on the hypocrisy. He's calling him a hypocrite. He's calling him a hypocrite. He's saying, he's pointing out the things that he does wrong. Well, he's pointing out the things that he does wrong. They're both obviously doing stuff wrong, because they're both pointing each other out. So it's like, you got either Christians are going to have to come together as one, or I don't see it lasting. I don't see it surviving at all. I see it just slowly depleting, and it's slowly falling apart. And you guys need to realize that all these people that claim to be your subscribers, not all of them have your best interest in hand, and not all of them have the same agenda and messages. Some of them have their own agendas just to destroy you. And they'll pretend like they're your biggest and best subscriber, your favorite subscriber. They love you. They watch your videos, notifications set. But really, their goal is to get you into it with the Vigilant Christian, to get you into it with the Boston Richie guy, like, to cause division. Because it's bad enough that the religious organizations through Christianity, like all the denominations, are all divided against themselves anyways. So really the Christian people need to come together, or were coming together there for a while, and the Christian truth movement was becoming a big deal, and still is a big deal, But there are forces behind the scenes trying to slowly tear it apart, and you guys need to be aware of that. Get your heads out of your ass and don't think that Jesus is going to protect you from stuff like this, because obviously he's not. You know? So, I don't know. Let's see what else I got to say.
What's wrong with you guys? I just made 4 of you mods. None of you can go and block Wendy? Click the button. Okay, I need some mods that are actually going to be able to moderate the room. Sword for Truth, can you get on it? Can some of you actually moderate? Sorry to get irritated, but like 6 of you now. Okay? And the trolls are still roaming. Like, how many people do I have to make moderators? Come on, guys. Get on it so I can get focused.
Right? There's so many, like, everyone's just like bowing down to me. I mean, that's sick behavior. On my channel, I don't want anyone kissing my rear end. I appreciate when people say nice stuff. I try to remind you all the time. Don't, like, look at me any different than you look at a friend. Don't be like, oh my gosh, and I want to meet you. No, you don't. Why would you? I'm not, you're not supposed to worship false idols or worship anyone in general. Right? I'm not saying I'm a false, I'm not anything. I'm a YouTuber. But you're not supposed to look up and want to be like, just, the channel helps. It helps us all vent and communicate and figure things out. And that's what's important most, right? Mario's channel, it's about worshiping Mario. And that's what this is all about. This is going to be like some type of bizarre cult. And I don't even want to get into his pair connections to Central Intelligence and all that, which people have said, because I can only speculate. I don't know. All I know is that ever since I stepped foot on YouTube, I've known that this guy is not a good person. Dealing with him, talking to him, seeing how he is, and he can say the same thing about me. That's fine. But when somebody goes out and takes shots and does that stuff, and takes shots at you and your faith and how you act, and says, oh, if you want to be in that group, you're not a real Christian and you're not hot in your faith, you're cold in your faith. I mean, cold in my faith because I'm pissed off about some of this stuff. Meanwhile, you're spending your spare time, taking pictures of godly brothers' genitals. Okay? I mean, this is sick. So I don't want to get into it any further. But after I saw this, I'm just like, I've had enough of this guy. I've had enough of this guy and his mouth, because I've warned him before and I told him to stop. And he's like, oh yeah, I got heated and I apologize too. And I let it go because I do let grudges go with people. If you know what I mean? Like Zachary Hubbard, any of these guys. Like, I let it go over time. Like, and I let it go pretty quick with him because I knew that he was struggling with himself, right? But I don't believe for 1 second that he truly believes, especially based on the stuff he says. He's praying to God. He's yelling at God. I want this girl to love me. That's more like, magic, like just doing spells. Begging God for a girl to love you. I've lost money. I've lost loved ones tragically. I'm not sitting there damning.
He said it's like magic. Well, I guess, in a way he's kind of got a point there. I didn't see the video where he was like talking about yelling at God over some girl wanting him to love him. Like, that's just pathetic. Anyways, for real. Like, but there are spells out there to, make people fall in love with you and make women be obsessively attracted to you. And, hell, in the Greek magical papyri, there are spells to where the women literally, you can make a woman not be able to eat or sleep until she comes and, has sex with you. Or until she, shows up at your house. Like, there really are spells out there that are like that. It goes a little more to it than just asking a god to do it for you, but you can get entities to go do stuff like that. There really are spells out there that are like that. But anyways, I'm not going to get any more into this. I just wanted to show this and to kind of give a message to these guys. Like, look, if you want Christianity to survive online, y'all can't be fighting with each other like this. Seriously. Like, I'm not a Christian. I'm an occultist. I practice magic. And you can say whatever you want about me. Nothing I haven't heard already. But you guys are destroying yourselves from within. And the only way that the Christian Truther movement is going to last is, 1, for them to stop fighting with each other. 2, for them to be real about themselves. quit being so fake. And if you're going to be fake, you better be damn good at hiding it. And lastly, you really need to learn exactly what you're talking about. Because I like A Call for an Uprising's videos. I really do. I think the guy puts a lot of work into it. You know, he has a large following. You know, this has 12,000 views already, and it's just from today. And it probably has more than that by now. You know, like, the guy does his thing, and I respect that. I do miss his intro, though. He used to have a really cool intro when Jesus showed up and was, like, zapping people and all the different Egyptian gods, and had some, like, Taylor Swift and them on broomsticks flying around, and Jesus came and, like, stomped on them and stuff. Like, I do miss his intro. That was pretty badass. But, I mean, like, he's misinformed on a lot of things and a lot of the symbols that he calls out, and not everything is satanic. Not everything is Satan. And some of the symbols and stuff. And it's not just him. I'm going to do this to a lot of the different Christian truth movements. You know, just to point out that a lot of the stuff that they're trying to say is satanic and Luciferian is not. You know, it's completely different. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. This is all I got for this. Call for an Uprising versus the Vigilant Christian. I think Call for an Uprising definitely got him on this one. Kind of like to see the response, but I might not pay that much attention to it after this. So this is all I got. I will see y'all later. Peace out.